Hello and good morning. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Arsenal Football Sensation. I will focus on Arsenal and all things football concerning Arsenal. Today's video is really about the Arsenal v Crystal Palace match predictions as well as the starting 11. So let's get into it. My predictions for the game is going to be 4-2 to the Arsenal. I have a concern for the game, which is Big Gabby. Big Gabby is supposedly not fit. He apparently came off of the Champions League match against Atletico Madrid. He felt something, and there's been no concrete update as to whether he's fit for this Palace game. So that's a bit of a worry, isn't it? But let's see. So in goal, of course, for me is David Raya. He has been incredible. He does have his moments, but I don't see him being dropped in this sort of game. And as long as he stays away from sort of those little shenanigans that he does from time and time again, look at what he tried against Atletico. That could have been a goal. And I don't know, what if his error led to Atletico scoring first? How would that game have panned out? Still remains unknown. But I am grateful that they didn't capitalize on that to get that goal. Yeah, so he needs to stay away from such disruptive actions. David Raya, stay where you are. We like you there. You're not a left back. You're not a defender. You are a goalie. So just stay there. So David Raya is in goal. And let's move quickly to right back. Right back for me is Timber. I don't see anyone coming in for him when he's fit, because right now, Uran Timber is just top level. I don't see any competing for him in that position. And he's been simply excellent. He's been just mind blowing during Timber. And I pray that he stays fit. So he stays in. I love Ben White. If you know me, I do love Ben White. But I think Ben White, first of all, he lacks much fitness, being that he's just coming back from a long term injury. So he will be eased into it, and it will get to a time where they'll just shuffle them up between him and Timber. But at the moment, I don't see him doing that. So he may come on if we get goals early on and it's a settled game, which I very much doubt it. Ben White might come in because Crystal Palace, as we know, are not just in form, but they are a lethal team currently. The confidence is surging through the roof. You have to go against them ready and correct. Otherwise, you'll be blown away. So definitely, Juren Timber plays on that right flank. So here's the problem: the centre back definitely would be Big Gabby and Willow and Saliba, but there is a concern as to whether Gabriel Magalhaes, is ready at all for this game, because he did come off the Champions League against Atletico Madrid, and Arteta's post-match conference in that and the Atletico game was that he felt something and he had not trained since then. I think this was also Friday. So we don't still have any updates as to whether he is fit for this game or if he actually is out injured, which will be a terrible blow. But as for now, he might not be available, and so Mascara may likely have to step in. But if all things being right, I'll definitely will. Of course, I think anybody will want those two staples to be in there, Saliba and Big Gabby. But without Big Gabby, then it will be Mosquera starting in his place. So we've got that centre back sorted. On the left is the big question: do we start Calafiori or Miles Lewis Kelly? Lewis Kelly featured in our Champions League match against Atletico, and you saw he was prolific. He drove in that powerful surge that led to the second goal, which he assisted for Martinelli. But that being said, Calafiori has been simply wonderful. Calafiori has turned himself into this beast of a guy. And give it, this guy is big. He's a big lad, and he's powerful. He loves a good tackle. Also, given he does get carried away every now and again with those tackles, and sometimes it scares me because I think, oh my goodness, that might get us a red. So he needs to be careful on that one. But Calafiori, I think this season he's sort of raised his level to a point where he's just really good. And with Calafiori, you stand a chance of also getting a goal. In my opinion, he's one of the Arsenal players that are short happy. He likes to go for shots. Where most of our players would rather get that extra toe tap in there, he goes for goal. He just goes. And most times I've seen him either hit the woodwork or just a narrow miss. That's what we want. We want attempts on goal. We want players to be confident enough to make attempts on goal, and that is what we get with Calafiori. Not only is he a solid defender and loves to get his tackle and win his duels, he also goes for goal. So with him, you have a possibility of getting that goal or getting an assist. I might say Lewis Kelly is not that. No, Lewis Kelly is all of those as well, but he's more likely to get in those assists. Whereas with Calafiori, you may get a goal. But that is just the boost he brings by those shots he takes. If he gets an opening, he's going for goal, he's shooting. That injects a sort of energy into the team, in my opinion. And that's why I think I would start him. That's why I'm starting Calafiori over Miles Lewis Kelly. So let's move to the midfield. So we've got the back here. We've got Raya in goal, Euro and Timber on the right back there. And then we've got Gabi or Moscara, depending on what the update is on Big Gabi. And we've got Saliba, and then we have got Calafiori on the left. So back to the middle, where I will not make any changes to the match we played against Atletico. I'm maintaining Declan Rice as well as Zubimendi. Now, I don't want to mention of Merino. I like Merino. He's got the build, but Merino physically lacks that physicality to withstand a tough challenge. Maybe it's because of his height, but he's quite easy to go past. So when it comes to a midfield, to the solidity and dependability of that midfield, I prefer to have confidence in the people who are starting, especially against such a physical team as Crystal Palace. So we know that we have to control that midfield. And you know how Palace's Mateta likes to drop back. He drops down so low. And if our midfield is not correct tonight, he will be playing them dirty. So we need a confidence, we need solidity, and it's nice that they know each other, Mateta and Eze, which is why I think it's important for Eze to start this game. They know each other, and he will be able to play with that confidence that he knows this guy and he knows his strengths as well as his weaknesses. So I think Eze should start Zubimendi and Declan Rice. That we need to be able to keep that ball and win our duels in that centre half. We also maybe can bring Ethan on the first half or later on in the game, but Merino, I think, has to sit this one out. So that's the midfield on. And going forward, I think is Gyökeres in the middle, Saka on the right, and I want Martinelli to start. And this is why I think so. Martinelli has a great pace. He has formidable pace, and now more than ever, he's beginning to use it. So I think we need that rather than Trossard. I think most likely Arteta is going to go for Trossard, but I believe that Trossard should come from the bench because, again, whilst he has been scoring and doing well this past few games, so has Martinelli. But I believe Trossard does best when he comes off of the bench. Again, that's not a popular opinion. That's just my perception of him. I think he gives the most when he comes off from the bench. And he lacks, Trossard, as skillful as he is, he lacks that solidity on the ground. He is likely not to win duels. And Palace is very fast. They're fast and they're quite deceptive in the way they play football. So if we have a weak left flank over there, then it may very well work against us. So while Mateta will be doing a battle against Gyökeres, we need someone who will be able to run and get in those balls quickly. And that for me is Martinelli. So I do want Martinelli to start over Trossard, and Trossard can come on afterwards. The chance of that happening is probably not likely because Arteta has been favouring Trossard over Martinelli in terms of starting. But this is my starting 11. Saka on the right flank there, and then Martinelli and Gyökeres. So let me know what you think about my predictions, my starting 11 predictions. Who would you start? Who would you take in or take out of this particular predictions? By the way, I think Palace are always playing a five back, aren't they? So it makes it difficult. It means that Eze will have to stay up, but Zubimendi, he always does that. He drops down and then is able to invert and drop down and go forward quickly, which is what makes his game quite exceptional. But if you were to make any changes, let me know in the comments what changes you would make to the starting 11. Again, my predicted score line is 4-2. I will watch the game and I will film it on my TikTok because right here I cannot watch it live because I don't have live yet. So do not forget to kindly tap the like button and subscribe so we can have the live access and then we can watch the games together and talk about it. Thank you for watching. I will see you after the game. Go Gunners. Let's get this 3 points. You know what? By the way, before I finish, this game is a must win. It is a must win because winning this game takes us 3 points further up, and then it also extends the lead between us and Liverpool. But not only because they are in such a good form, winning it would reinforce our chances of winning this league. So we cannot lose to Crystal Palace today. We cannot draw. It's a must win. So come on, you Gunners. Let's do this. Let's go for it. See you guys in a few hours. It's a 2 p.m. start. I will see you guys either on my TikTok, but if you're good and you like and subscribe, we may just have live access before the game. So let's go. Come on, Gunners.